Yoo-hoo! It's the time for package from China. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Collecting for the N64 is quite affordable to do and a lot of fun. But think about if there was maybe one cartridge that just replaced them all, or at least you don't need to swap them out. We're going to be calling this the Super 64 Pro Light Flicker Effect cartridge. But is it any good? That's what we're going to be finding out today. I love collecting for the N64 system, and I do have every single game I actually want to have. However, this can be such a cool, easy way to play. For a simple reason, switching out cartridges can be such a pain sometimes, simply because of the connectors. If the connectors are filthy, dusty or whatsoever, there is always something I need to freaking clean up. The Super 64 Pro is then the ultimate solution, that we don't need to clean or do messing around with cartridges, and we can just leave them in the collection. However, this is the light flicker effect, so I'm guessing there's going to be all kinds of LEDs in here. What you can do is add your games through an SD card. For example, having like a 16 gigabyte, it's going to be more than enough to add most of your games, because the files of the N64 are quite small. So in the back we're finding some information. First of all, like some basic stuff like the imaging and everything else. It's kind of funny, like refer manual, there's no manual. But do not touch the golden edge connectors, but power on 2 times to change the CIC regional. So there is no switch whatsoever. So if you want to switch to different regions, yep, you can just actually power on twice. So if you're having a PAL system like me, you can just plug in the cartridge fairly easy, and the way how it fits is very great. So here's the Japan version, and also here it will fit in. So in other words, when it comes to the region, you can plug this thing in any, like say, device, so far I understand of. But how will it actually work? You're just going to be plugging it in and turning it on. And you can see the LED will turn on with the flickering or the effect what they're trying to say. Then the will start up the OS. I will like reboot it again for you. And there you can just actually see that it will showcase an OS, and that's it. And it boots up fairly quickly over here into the main menu itself. But let's do a quick overview of the menu itself. So we have in the folder over here the ED64P. Here we can find some interesting things over here showcasing the emulation. So we have the option to play Game Boy, Game Boy Color and also NES games. So that's also kind of interesting to see if there's any information, and so can we do some more testing. Loader over here showcasing the loader documents and the USB drive. Here it shows Windows and all the other information that we're going to be needing, but we don't need to mess around when it's actually booting up in here. Different kind of wallpapers that we can actually use. We're just going to be using the N64 controller. So here having the list of games. So we have different kind of files, but here also showcases how big the files itself are. Pressing left or right, we can go to the different pages. And that's it. And from this point, we can actually choose our game. Okay, so let's say we're going to be booting up GoldenEye, pressing start button over here, we're going into the loading. So if you're going to be comparing this with flash cards from different brands, they are most of the time like instant load. We do have like a little bit of a wait time over here. But getting into the game, everything has been booted up. It works perfectly without any problem whatsoever. So they mentioned something if you want to do the save, and I'm guessing this particular when it comes to the games itself. If you want to have the save feature, you need to press the reset for getting into the game and give it a save file. When pressing the reset button, we'll go to the main menu. In here we're finding the ED64P folder. In here having the save folder, and here we can actually see that we do have 007 GoldenEye. In other words, it does make a save file. So I am guessing that all of my saves needs to be like it should be. So let's boot it up again and let's see what happens. What is kind of weird that I have no audio whatsoever. That is kind of strange. Okay. I have no idea what just happened over here. If this is a problem with the cartridge itself, or it can have to do that I'm using this on an HDMI output device. Okay, let's try another game. Okay, so next up, Lost with GoldenEye. I also had like some audio in the game itself. I had problems. Okay, no problem there. So I'm guessing it's just like a glitch or some kind. It's kind of weird. I have no idea how to actually move with this game. Oh, there we go. but this seems to be working just fine, and I was quite surprised of the overall loading times of the games. Of course it depends on the size, how bigger the size, how longer the load, but it's not like the point where I need to wait like 2-3 minutes. But I want to be clear about the save file situation. Let's go back. You can see Bug Bumble has been booted up, but the Bug Bumble actually utilizes the memory card pack itself and not like the cartridge. That's the difference. So what I understand of, so you can actually see in the save folder there is no save for Bug Bumble. And combining this with an HDMI, I do understand from some people that it's not going to be the best configuration because it's possible it can damage your, let's say, PCB of the Ultra HDMI over time. So I'm almost kind of, like say, in this debatable situations, like how good or how bad are these, like say, cheap EverDrive flash card thingies for your original N64 or modded device. Yeah, that is something of a debatable situation that I don't know the right answer to. Some say it doesn't care about or doesn't matter. Some will say it will harm it. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Oh yeah, woohoo! Okay, so one of the games I just needed to try is Snowboard Kids. This is such a fun game. I think the biggest problem this game had that you didn't have like some cool, let's say, cooperative mode like Mario Kart 64. But it was such a cool game. The Snowboard Kids was more like Mario Kart on snowboard. Such a cool game, absolutely.
Ready? Go!
Yeah, alright, there we go. Grab the money. Get the power up. Okay, they were like the defense. Oh crap! Oh, I completely forgot how to steer with this. That's such a shame. Oh crap! Such a fun game. I'm completely ruining my gameplay over here. Oh, let's see. I think I can steal something from somebody. There we go. The hand. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can just push somebody. I know what my problem is. My joystick is completely worn out. Woo. Yeah. Then we have the fight on the end. So let's say you're going to be bashing into this, yep, and she's just beating you on the lift. Oh no, no, no. So in the next part we're going to be using it combined with the Kaiko HDMI adapter, and we're going to be using it on the Japan N64, plugging in the Super 64 Pro. Let's see if it's going to be automatically booting up, and if this seems to be working just fine, or do we need to do something like this said. Nope, nothing that we need to do anyhow. So let's check out if there are different regions so far. We can see that we're having US over here. So let's boot up a US game and see how it actually is going to be looking and if it is going to be booting up. So controller compatible, yeah, controller, please turn off your Nintendo system if you want to use the controller pack. Not going to be implementing that. But you can see that it actually booted up without any problem whatsoever. So that is absolutely awesome. Okay, let's see. We do have different options on this thing. No, I don't see any difference going on. Whatever. So what I wanted to try is to see if this thing seems to be working like it should be. Because we had a problem with the first one on the different system. I also had audio with this part. When I press start. No, we don't have any problems when it comes to that. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with the game card itself. Oh, that's such a long time to play this. I can still play this. Come on, there we go. Long live auto aim. Where are you going? There we go. But in the end, there are so many different ways to play when it comes to N64 controllers and even like when it comes to flash cards, because that's actually what the Super 64 Pro is. Yeah, it's absolutely a very easy plug and play. You don't need to switch games anymore, you can just leave them in their original packaging. I want to thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments what do you think of the Super 64 Pro, and it would be great to see you in the next video.